Our top story tonight at 11, protests are happening across the country, including here in Middle Georgia. 41 NBC's Jatrissa Wooten was in downtown Macon this afternoon for a day of solidarity at Rosa Parks Square.
Hundreds of people gathered in Rosa Parks Square to bring awareness to the injustices happening nationwide. I spoke to a couple of protesters who tell me they came out Sunday afternoon to be the voice for the voiceless.
We can't be silent anymore.
Prayer and singing ring over Rosa Parks Square Sunday. Clergy, members of local churches, and the community showed up to fight for justice for the recent tragedies involving the murders of 3 African Americans. One of those murders in Brunswick, Georgia.
The violence has just gotten out of control, and these lives do matter.
Demonstrators held signs with powerful messages.
Black lives matter and all lives matter in general, and peace will get us through all of this together.
They say change starts by speaking up and taking a stand. 20-year-old Jaden Stevens says change also calls for action. He explains protests and demonstrations aren't enough.
We protest all the time and then it keeps happening. It's up to the politicians and the local leaders. They got to come up with something.
Pastor Marvin Colbert of Mount Hope AME Church says the George Floyd incident was the tipping point for him and says Sunday's demonstration was a stand of solidarity and not a protest.
And so we're moved to come together today to pray.
The pastor says there needs to be a continuous conversation even after protesting is over. He says there also needs to be a push for a hate crime bill because Georgia doesn't have one. In Macon, Jatrissa Wooten, 41 NBC News.
Attendees took part in prayers focusing on the nation, our community, law enforcement, and healthcare workers.